In another video, we had already discussed about bubble sort method of sorting. In this video, we shall be discussing about selection sort method of sorting. First thing we need to know is that selection sort method is better or faster than bubble sort method, and because of a very simple reason. In bubble sort method, the swapping process, as you can see, this is the program here which I am going to explain now, but you see the swapping process is outside the inner loop, whereas in case of bubble sort method, the swapping process is inside the inner loop, because of which number of swappings are more in bubble sort and number of swappings are less in the case of selection sort method. And in computers, swapping is considered to be a slow process. So obviously any program which has more number of swappings will be slower, and any program which has less number of swappings will be faster. So that was the primary purpose of developing selection sort technique. In bubble sort technique, because the swapping was in the inner loop, and you will recall that the loop used to run in case of the data 10, in case the data was 10, the loop used to run for 0 to 8 and 0 to 8. So the number of swappings in case of bubble sort would work out to be 81 in worst case scenario. Worst case means every time there is swapping and every round you have the swapping. So in worst case scenario, in case of bubble sort method, we were having 81 swappings. Whereas in case of selection sort method, since the swapping is in outer loop and outer loop is running only for 9 times, so the number of swapping is only 9 in worst case scenario. And we can clearly judge from here that selection sort method will be faster than bubble sort. Now leaving it to that, we come to selection sort technique. The program is there for you. We first create an array of size 10, because I am taking the example of 10. You can change the size according to your requirement. I first of all input the array. This is the sorting process here, and once the data is sorted, we need to print the array. So that is the standard. Now this part, the sorting part or the logic behind the sorting part, that I will explain using this array as an example. Now you can see this array is not organized in any order. As you can see, it is neither ascending order nor it is descending order. So now how do I arrange the data in ascending order? Now for the data to be in ascending order, the smallest data has to be at location 0, and thereafter in increasing order the data needs to be arranged, and the biggest data has to be at the last location, which is A9. Simple. So instead of, as in bubble sort, comparing the two consecutive datas and swapping them, the selection sort technique simply tries to identify the location of the smallest data. For an example, in this program you can clearly see that the smallest data is 10. Now coincidentally it is at location 1. We'll just do one thing. We'll change the location to make the program more readable. So I'll make it say 90 here, and in place of 90 I will write 10. So in case of selection sort technique, we simply identify the location of the smallest data. As you can see, the first time the location of the smallest data is 4. Once we find the location, instead of doing so many swappings, we will simply swap these two. That's all. And you can see by swapping these two, we will get our data at the right position. So when something can be done with one swapping, why to do 9 swappings or try to do 9 swappings for that? That is the idea behind this program. So you can see there are two parts here. The first part is this part, which the purpose of which is to find the location of the data, the location of the smallest data in the program. And obviously this part is the part where we will do the swapping. The outer loop you see is starting from 0 to 8. So the outer loop actually specifies the location where we want the data to be. Like if the value of I is 0, so I want the smallest data from 0 to 9 to be at location 0. In the next round, I will become 1. So now I want the smallest data from 1 to 9. Why not 0? Because 0 already contains the smallest. So 1 to 9, the smallest data from 1 to 9, I want at location 1. In the next round, I will become 2. So I now want from 2 to 9, the smallest data at the location 2. That is the basic idea. So I specifies the location, and once 0 to 8 are arranged, 9 will automatically be containing the correct data. So I assume in this program, first time when the value of I is, in this program when the value of I is 0. So first time I assume that the location 0 itself contains the smallest data. And that is why I have used a variable LOC here to indicate the location of the smallest data. So LOC is equals to I, first time. So I is 0, so LOC also becomes 0. Now from the remaining data, that is 0, I have already assumed the smallest. So now I need to search for the smallest data in the remaining data, which will start from location 1 to location 9. And that is why you see it is I plus 1 here to the last location of the array. So if I is 0, so this will become 1, so 1 to 9. Now I will have to find out whether there is any smaller number than this in location 1 to 9. And this is done by checking each and every data. Now you see here what I have written. If A LOC is greater than AK, K is for the loop. Okay, so the value of K, first time it will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the K will move like that. So first time I am checking if A0, because LOC contains 0, is greater than AK. K contains first time 1. So is A0 greater than AK? We find no, it's not so. No problem. We move to the next round. Now K becomes 2. K becomes 2. LOC still is 0. So now next time it will check is A LOC greater than A2, which means is A0 greater than A2. We find it, no, it's not there. So nothing happens. The loop moves to the next round and K becomes 3. In the next round it will check if A0, LOC 0 is greater than A3, and we find yes, it is. Which means A3 is the smaller number, not the smallest. It is the smaller number than the current number we are assuming to be the smallest number. So now what we do is we transfer the location to LOC. So you see this location contains a number which is smaller than A0. Hence now the value of LOC is changed to 3. Now henceforth I will not be checking from A0, but I will be checking with A3. The loop will move on, that is K loop. From 3 it will now go to 4. But now LOC is 3. So next round we will check is A3 greater than A4. Once again the answer is yes, which implies A4 is the number which is smaller. Hence once again LOC will change and it will become 4. So now LOC is 4. K will move to the next round, that is now K will become 5. But LOC is now 4. So is A4 greater than A5? No. Now it will become 6. Is A4 greater than A6? No. Is A4 greater than A7? No. Is it greater than A8? No. Is it greater than A9? No. So ultimately when the loop is over, LOC contains 4 and I contains 0. I contains 0. So let us say this arrow is indicating the value of I. So and this arrow is indicating the value of LOC. So now LOC is 4, I is 1, I 0. So if I swap A0 with A LOC, that is A4, what will happen is this 40 will be replaced by 10 and this 10 will be replaced by 40. And we will find that one of the numbers is now at the location it should be. That is the smallest number. Now we move on because we need to arrange the other locations also. So obviously now since one location purpose has been fulfilled, we move to the next location. So next round now the value of I becomes from 0 it becomes 1. And once value of I becomes from 0 to 1, the entire thing restarts. Now as you can see, now I will not take this example, I will try to cover it directly. So you see now the value of I is not 0, but value of I now becomes 1. And LOC will start from location what? You see here, LOC is equals to I, which means LOC will also be 1. and value of k will now start from location 2. So k will start from 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8 and then 9 because I plus 1. Once again the entire process repeats. ALOC, which is right now A1, is A1 greater than AK? K is now 2. First time k will be 2. So is A1 greater than A2? We find yes, it is, because 90 is greater than 70. Hence the value of LOC will change to 2. Because LOC is always going to point to the number which is smaller. Next round k becomes 3. So now is ALOC? LOC contains what? 70. And value of k is 3. Is 70 greater than 20? Yes. So now the value of LOC will become 20. Next round k becomes 4. So is ALOC greater than A4? No. A5? No. A6? A7? A8? A9? No. So when the loop terminates, when the loop is over here, we find that I contains 1 and LOC contains 20. Hence what will happen is A1 and A3 will swap, and this location will now contain 20 and this will now contain 90. And we will observe that one more data has found its actual location. We will take one more round so that you can understand what is happening here. Now since the first two locations have the correct data, we need to find the smallest data for the second location, and obviously the next round I will become 2. Now if I is 2, the value of LOC will also become 2, so LOC is pointing to 2, and value of k will start from 3. So first time value of k is 3 in the first round. So is ALOC, that is A2, greater than A3, and A3 contains what? You can see A3 contains 90. So is 70 greater than 90? No. Then now LOC does not change. LOC still remains 2. The value of k changes to 4. Now is A2 greater than A4? See 70 and 40? Yes, it is. So the value of LOC changes to 4. LOC always contains the location of the next smaller number. Now next time k becomes 5. So is A4, that is 40, greater than A5? Yes, it is. So LOC becomes A5. Then it becomes 6. Is A5 greater than A6? No. Then A7? No. Then A8? No. Then A9? No. So once the loop is over, we find that LOC contains 5 and I contains 2. So A5 and A2 will be interchanged. So what will happen? This will contain 30 and this will contain 70. And you will observe that one more data has been allotted its own location. And this process will continue for each and every location of the array, and that is how you will get your data arranged in ascending order. Now, what to do if I want to arrange the data in descending order? Minor change, greater than becomes less than. What if the data type of the array is not int but it is a string? You use compare to, everything remains same, you use compare to, greater than 0 for ascending order and less than 0 for descending order. So this is a simple program for selection sort method. You may need to see the video twice or thrice to understand it properly, but always remember the first part is to find the location of the smallest number, and the second part is to interchange the value with that particular location, and that is how this program works.